I am here with Ian Anderson Gray, and we have both been singing, and then Ian is also speaking today at Social Media Marketing World, which is crazy and awesome. And we were talking about the imposter syndrome. And I know this is something that stops you and makes you freaked out about live video. And I wanted to let you know that even fancy people who are speaking at Social Media Marketing World have the imposter syndrome too. But Ian had 2 really great tips of things that he does when this starts to come up to help him get through it. You want to share them with us?
I have to now remember what they are. I can't remember what they are.
Okay, let's talk about the actual problem for just a second. So, the imposter syndrome, and then I'll remind you of what your tips are.
Well, yeah, I think, you're talking about, I think the more you actually do speaking, and the more, in a sense, there is this kind of imaginary hierarchy of the more speaking gigs you do, that I think some people imagine that the more speaking you do, or the higher profile you are, that somehow imposter syndrome goes out the window, and that is not true. I feel this is my second time speaking social media marketing world, and I actually feel more imposter syndrome this year. And I know I've spoken with some people who, I won't name any names, but people who are very, very well known in this space who really struggle with this. And so I think for me, it is just being aware that you are not alone. We all struggle with this, and I find actually just being honest about it really, really helps. We this is what we were talking about together before, that the more we do it, the more we struggle with it, and sometimes I think the less likely you are, or the more difficult it is to actually be honest about your imposter syndrome, because everyone else is looking at you and just assumes you've got it all together and everything's fine and you're great.
That's such a good point, too. And I find that when there's been times when I've watched people speak who are quote unquote fancy, who have
I like that, fancy.
Fancy people who have, a little more of a reputation. Yeah. Some of them try and fake it and act like they're not nervous, but you can tell that they are a little nervous. Yeah. And I wish that they would just admit it. Like you said, like Mari Smith, the way that she started her talk yesterday, she's like, oh, I'm up here, kind of goofy, but really herself. Yeah. And I think when you can do that and say, like, oh my gosh, I'm a little freaked out about being here, then it lightens the room, it lightens the energy in the whole room.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, no, that's so cool. I mean, I think it's really, really good to be nervous, but controlled nervousness in a sense. So, it's that adrenaline that kicks in. If you're, I trained as a singer, and I remember these 2 gigs that I did. One where I was singing in this big hall in front of a choir, and oh my goodness, I was so nervous, and it was a really, really hard performance that I was doing, but it came together. The adrenaline kicked in, and then the following week I did another gig when I wasn't nervous at all. In fact, I was complacent.
The connection is working. Ooh. Can you let us know if you can hear us? Because the connection has been weird. My phone did something super strange earlier, and this is like unplanned, and I didn't announce it, but let us know if you can hear us.
Yeah, it says the connection is weak, but anyway.
We can do this all again. This is our test run if we need to.
So yeah, the second time I was complacent and I wasn't really nervous at all, and it was probably the worst performance I ever did. So I think nerves are good. You just need to get up there and just be yourself. People. It's very rare that people want you to fail. In fact, there won't be anyone wanting you to fail. You just need to get up there, and people are rooting for you. They want you to do well. In fact, I'm sure we've all been to performances or people speaking where they are so nervous and they look nervous, and I think people, we're kind of rooting for them, but we're feeling uncomfortable for them as well.
And we get empathy at that point also, like, please pull it together, you're going to be okay, we're here with you.
So so I don't know whether that was any of my points.
No, that's like what we were talking about. That's awesome. And I think it's true about the nerves to recognize that that's energy, and that if you weren't nervous, you wouldn't care, right? Like the times, it's when you're complacent, when the stakes are higher, you care more, so then you get that the nerves can come up. Okay, but let's share your actual. Thank you for telling us you can hear Katie and Cheery. Hello. Okay, it is rough, she said. All right. It's weird because it looks so clear on our side, which is such a bugger, right? Oh well, I'm gonna buy a hotspot and bring it with me. I don't know. It's all magic. Live video is magic anyway. So when it does work, when it doesn't work, that's what's normal. Okay, here's the 2 tips though. So you told me that you have 2 documents in your Google Docs. Could you do me a favor and hold the microphone because my arm is gonna fall?
Okay, yeah. I will hold the microphone.
Okay.
We're so professional.
Hands. I know. Okay.
Right. So yeah, I've got. I think we if you're normal. You will, which I think hopefully...
Wait, first of all, no one here is normal, so...
Okay,
if you're human,
okay, that's good. If you're human, we have this inner voice. I think most of us have this inner voice, this negative voice that tells us, spouts lies about ourselves. And also, that is fueled by, occasionally, we will get negative comments from people. People who, are maybe jealous of us or will say negative stuff. And so we believe those things. What we don't remember are the positive things, the nice things that people say about ourselves. So I've recently created what's called a nice words file. I'm using Google Docs, but you can use whatever you like. And I write down in there, I note down there positive things that people have said about me. Whether on social media, it could be a testimonial, it could just be something that somebody has said about me, and I write it down. And my goodness, it's amazing. And I can. There we go.
Wi-Fi. Okay. We're going to do this again using Be Live across the UK and here. You live in the UK, right? Am I making that up?
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So the nice words file is really something that's awesome to go to.
Yeah. So okay. So there's just very quickly. Yeah. Nice words file. The other doc that I have is a truth and identity file. So basically all the things about myself that I know to be true, which has taken me a. It's taken me a long.